Hello guys! I hope you're having a fun day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Today I wanted to bring to you a video surrounding the Lorac Pro 3 palette. This is fairly new in my collection. It is not a new palette at all in the market. It's actually pretty old, but here's what it looks like. It's a very neutral palette, and I wanted to show you a beginner-friendly kind of video or tutorial where I basically show you a nice eyeshadow look that's very wearable, that is kind of just spices up your eyelids a little bit, that isn't too overboard, and be something you wear to work or be something that you could even wear on a date, but not draw attention to your eyes and scream, "I have eyeshadow on." So if you're interested in a neutral, natural look and a more natural glam kind of look, then just keep on watching. So starting off, I'm going to put on this MAC paint pot. This is in soft ochre, and this kind of just acts as a primer for your eyelids, and it also cancels out any veins that you have in your on your eyelids. Now my eyes, I don't really have a lot of veins, but what it does do is it gives me all one color and kind of cancels out any redness. It gives me a blank canvas. Now, I kind of wanted to showcase that I'm only using 3 brushes today. I think sometimes people think that you have to have all kinds of brushes and you have to know all these different things, and for me, I just like to have a blending brush, and it's a nice rounded brush, and this one's very soft. It's Sonia Kashuk, and I got it from Target, and it's just a really nice blending brush. It's literally called the blending crease brush. Then I use this e.l.f. eye crease brush. This is also a crease brush. As you can tell, it is much smaller than this one. And then I also like to use my e.l.f. small angled brush. It's just an angled, very slender brush. So this one color here called Canvas, I like to take it after I have put my MAC paint pot on and just cover my entire eye. It sets my primer in place and takes away any stickiness, so that way the next colors that go on do not skip on the eye. This also prolongs wear time, so if you have exceptionally oily eyelids like I do, then you will find that it kind of keeps the oils at bay, and you'll notice that later on through the day, if you don't prime your eyes, if I don't prime my eyes, it will fade throughout the day, so I don't like that. I want it to last all day long and looks the same way as it did when I left the house. After taking Canvas, I take the same brush here, and I'm going to dip into this color here. It's this orangier color. It's called Terracotta. And I'm going to place this. I'm going to place this in the very center of my eye. I'm going to get a little closer here. I like to place it in the very center of my eyelid, and I have limited eye space here, so I put it just right there. And I try to be careful not to bring it too close on the inside, because that deepens the inner corner, and I'm trying to avoid that. So then in the very center here again, and you can see that it kind of lays down a transition color there, and there you have that. Very simple, very basic. Now I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue, love this stuff, and I'm going to take just a little dollop. So I'm just placing it on the very lower bottom half, and I don't even place it on top of where the brown is there. I put it even lower. Now I'm going to take this shade called Medallion, and it's basically a color that is very close to my skin tone, and it's just going to add a little shimmer. You can use any of the other colors that will match your skin tone a little better. Using my finger to apply it, because it picks up the product with the tiny amount of oils on my hand, and it also makes it more vivid because my hand is warm, and it just seems to apply really well when I do that versus when I use just a brush. So then I'm going to do that to the other side. There we have it. See how that just adds a little bit of shimmer? And it's almost my skin tone, so it's not too wild, but it gives me just a little bit of shimmer, and you can tell that you added a little sparkle to your life. And now what I'm going to do is take this shade called Dark Brown, DK Brown, that one there. I'm going to use the same brush. Now I like to use this brush, if I'm using only one brush, I go from light to dark. So we first used Canvas, then I moved on to Terracotta, and now I'm using it lastly for Dark Brown. And I'm going to take it, tap it, and deepen up the outer corner right here. And I'm kind of keeping it pretty low, and it's very slight, but see how it kind of just darkens up there versus there. And I'm not sure if you can really tell on camera. I will actually darken it just a little more. And it gives dimension and kind of gives a gradient effect there. And then I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush. By the way, this palette has, the first row is entirely matte, and then the second row is entirely shimmer. Some of the shimmers I found have been, like these two are not, they're more pearly than they are shimmery. They're just barely have a little bit of shimmer. I haven't used them too much because I find that I gravitate more toward the most shimmery in this palette. So Medallion fits my skin tone really well, and then I also have used this dark mocha color because it fits my skin tone really well. But because I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, I'm going to skip out on the dark mocha. We are going to go into, I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush, the angled brush, and dip into the black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it along the top lash line as thin as I can with this brush, but this brush will basically create a soft liner for my eye without actually using a pencil liner. If you struggle with using liner, then I suggest trying a small angled brush and just kind of lightly tapping it so you're not so much rubbing back and forth on your eyes, and it's forgiving enough that you can blink and it's not going to draw like a straight line past your eyebrow if you accidentally like flinch or something. So then I'm going to do that to the other side. And you can tell that it kind of gives you a liner. And it's a soft liner, I think. It's rather soft. Now sometimes if you want to make it even more sultry, you can take it and wing it in a sense. And just kind of like bring it higher, bring the black even higher. But only in the outer part there. You see how that kind of just makes it even more dramatic, just barely. And I'm going to do that to the other side. Now they aren't that even. This one I like better than this one. This one kind of got a little wonky, but that's kind of the fun of it. And then I like to take this one. I will take the dark brown again here, and I'm going to run it on the lower lash line here to kind of give me a bit of a lower eyeliner. Kind of gives me a little something down there, but it's not too bold. There we go. And then for me, I really like to have eyeliner on the bottom lash line, so that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna put it in the upper water line. There's that. And I like this eye better than I like this eye. This one turned out to be thicker. The black turned out to be a bit thicker than what I would have liked, but it's not perfect. It's not super identical. My eyes are like brother and sister. They're not even like twins. They're not even sister and sister. It's kind of like a brother and sister. Oops, it happens. And I think that pretty much finishes it off. I'm gonna put on some extra mascara. Monsieur Big. It is a Lancome mascara travel size that I picked up. There we go. There it is. Pretty clumpy, pretty voluminous, but that's the way I like it. I almost forgot. I want to take this color called Light Pewter. Light Pewter. It's a shimmery, very light color. It's the lightest color in this palette. And I'm going to brighten up my inner corner. Put a little shimmer right there. And it's very subtle, but in certain lights, I think that it adds to some brightness in that inner corner. Some people have darker inner corners than others. I tend to, my little, crevices right there aren't too dark because I have such a flat face, but I still do that from time to time to kind of just finish off the look. So that, my friends, completes this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something from it. I hope that if you have a palette similar to the Lorac Pro, that you could follow along with this tutorial. If you don't have this palette, then for sure you could pick up a palette that you already own and follow along with similar colors, and hopefully this was a helpful, informative video. Don't forget to thumbs this video up, subscribe to my channel, ring the little bell if you want more content like this. It's free to do so. It just basically lets you know when I upload a new video, and I'm super excited. I hope you will join the family, and until next time, bye! Isn't too over the board. If you want to see wow, I'm struggling so hard. That's the way, I like it, that's the way, I like it.